All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this unit that is going to be dropping in global in about 10 hours time by the time I'm recording this. Also, I'm sorry if there's some background noise. My lizard is running around all across the floor and running under the door. Big brain. TYR. I think he's a very interesting unit. I think he's really, really good. But the fact that he's like right after an anniversary, so you're probably low on gems. Also right before a festival, which should be dropping at the end of July, is kind of like, do I want to summon? And I saw some interesting points from Nagato saying he's kind of like Trader Melly in a way, because it just makes it so you're basically able to speed run it because you have another DPS on the team. The best team looked like it was Freyr, TYR, Red Magelda, and who the hell was it? There was one other unit. It wasn't Diane. It wasn't. There was one other unit, and I cannot remember who the hell was on the team. But either way, it's a very good team, very fast team from what he said, because he beat floor 3. Granted, it might have been because of the rework from floor 1 to 3, because they did rework it where Infect isn't as bad. The floor 1, you don't need a rank 3 Pierce card to do any damage whatsoever, so that's also really good. But he's also an absolutely broken unit in PvP from what it seems, so that's very, very good. And you can also win going second against the demon team, granted. Without evade food, I don't know how well it would go, considering the JP live stream is usually always bad and they showcase units terribly. They try to make their units look as impressive as possible so more people summon. So keep that with a grain of salt. But basically, big Unga Bunga unit. He works well with the Ghislaine. I will be summoning. Makes demonic beasts, all of them, significantly easier. So, you know, if you're struggling with bird or deer and you need a red DPS, because realistically, red DPS on deer is kind of iffy. I think it's literally only Freya, and Scotty. Those like the main 3. LV also works nowadays. LV, LR, LV. Oh my god, you're so loud. So, and now he fits in perfectly with bird. He's a very good unit. From what I can see, I think he'd be my least one that I wanted to use on bird, just because I already have a very good set team for it, so I don't see a slot I would slot him in for. But yeah, basically let's go over his kit and let's show his banner real quick as well. So this is a pretty decent banner. Good unit with him. Good unit, good unit, good unit, good unit, good unit, good unit, whatever. Backline unit for Belmos. Fairly good unit. The entire banner has value, granted if you're a whale or you've been playing a while. You might have a lot of the units 6/6, but that's with any game ever made. I'll never understand why that's like a downside. Like, I get it, but if you're a whale, that's on you. You're not gonna get the newest units on every single banner. Like, the fact that we got Freya this early is a sign that, hey, it's a pretty good banner. So, I mean, yeah, that's that. Let's go over his kit. So he's a red unknown unit, I believe is what this one is. I believe that's unknown. But at the start of the battle, also, am I still in Discord? I don't think I am. Okay, I'm not good. I didn't want anybody to join. At the start of the battle, applies Berserk to applicable allies, and for 1 turn, it taunts all enemies. And Berserk is when using skills for every 1% diminished HP, increase the attack by 1.5% up to a max of 50%, increases damage dealt with single target skills by 15%. Absolutely broken, along with the Freighter and his new relic, which I thought was shit. Because people said it was 5% damage increase and 5% basic stats and 5% single target damage. I'm like, that sounds like it sucks ass. What? But it's for every applicable unit on the field. So in 4v4, which in Demonic Beast, which is where you mainly want to use him, very good, very good. It goes up to 20%. So not bad unit. Not bad relic. For every applicable ally in battle, increase that ally's damage by 5% and increases the hero's crit damage by 45% additionally. So Freyr gets an extra, or TYR gets an extra like 120% crit damage, I do believe, and then the side units get like 1 batch of 45, if I'm not mistaken. I think. So yeah, for every applicable ally, increases that ally's damage by 5% and increases the hero's crit damage by 45%. So I think this is for TYR and this is for the side units. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't used them. I don't play JP. Additionally, at the start of the ally's turn, applies 40% crit reduction for 1 turn on all enemies. So crit reduction. I thought it was crit defense. Or no, that's this, I think. Yeah, okay. So you basically get crit less if you use him. So if you're facing a lot of him, using him is pretty good because they'll do less crit damage, I believe. Unless that's crit chance lower, I'm not too sure. Let's go over his bind, I guess is what they're calling it. Even though it's a bond. Why is it bind? Increases the crit defense of applicable allies with this bind effect by 20 at 1/6, all the way to 60% at 6/6. So unfortunate, it's another one of these terrible binds. So I don't think, or bonds that rely on ultimate level. Really wish they would stop doing that. I don't understand. They already have the terrible link base stat increase at 1 out of 6. It's pretty bad. All the way up to 6/6, obviously better. So I will never use this guy as a link. That is a terrible idea in my opinion. Unless I 6/6 him, maybe, but doubtful. And then he has a single target Pierce card, which is very, very good, especially because on the Demonic Beast, you want Pierce cards, even though I guess nowadays it doesn't really matter. A rank 3 Pierce, or a rank 3 card in general breaks it. Does 200% of attack of one enemy and goes all the way up to 500%. Very, very good. And then he inflicts weak point damage equal to 90% of attack on all enemies. Unfortunate for Demonic Beast. Apparently there was a leak of a new Demonic Beast. Not too sure. Nagato brought that up in his recent video, and I was like, what? I don't remember seeing anything like that. But I'm not in the leak server because I think leaks are lame. But I don't mind leaks for like Demonic Beasts and stuff like that. I just don't like leaks on characters. Just my hot take. And then at rank 3, inflicts weak point damage equal to 185% of attack on all enemies. Realistically, weak point does not matter in terms of ranking cards, from what I can tell. Like, yeah, rank 3 is better, but rank 1 still does hella damage. Rank 3 does slightly more hella damage. The main thing that you want is the times 3 damage. So it'd be like this 90 times 3, 270. That's already more than this card, theoretically, if the numbers work like that. His ultimate is pretty good. Increase the attack blade stats of all enemies by 5% and inflicts sever damage equal to 350% of attack on all enemies. I don't know if the attack buff goes first. It very well could, but I'm not too sure. The buff multiplier goes from 5 to 10%. So 5, 5, 5, and then 10, 10, 10. The multiplier for the DPS, 350 all the way to 525%. So obviously you get him 6/6, much better unit, but it is what it is. In my opinion, I think he is definitely worth summoning for, unless you just don't want to use unknowns, because I believe he only works with unknowns and... Is that it, actually? Ragnarok, that's the other one, so I completely forgot to read over that, but he only works with Ragnarok and Unknown. If you do not like the Unknown team, skip him. Like, yeah, he's really good, but if you don't like him in Demonic Beast and you never even want to farm it, then, you know, that's up to you. I still think he is worth it, but if you don't summon for unknowns at all, then I understand why you wouldn't want to. So yeah, let me know down below what you guys think. Are you guys summoning, skipping? Should I go live for it? I don't know. Very curious if anybody would even show up. I don't know when this drops, unfortunately. It might drop at like 11. I'm not too sure. I'll probably just have to see when Knowledge goes live, because that's usually when I go off. I'm like, okay, it looks like the update's at 11. But I don't think they've dropped any of their scheduled streams, unfortunately, so I can't really tell. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed. Take care and peace out.